Guys, we're just getting started. Here's the framework here. Here's the first one. Now, just because everybody meets this criteria doesn't mean they're for you, but it means that if they don't meet this criteria, they're not safe for you to emotionally invest. So here's the first one, equally yoked. So I know this is the part of the Bible, Christian is like, let me leave that part out. Now, let me be very clear. When Paul talks about being unequally yoked, he's not talking about romantic relationships. But if it applies to platonic and casual relationships, certainly it applies to romantic ones. Because romantic ones are way more consequential. Right? Okay. Now, here is where I think, remember, the enemy is the prince of darkness. So one of his weapons of warfare is ignorance. And ignorance is a result of a lack of information or access to the wrong information. And I think when it comes to unequally yoked, where the enemy has a stronghold in many relationships, it's because of a lack of because of wrong information. Because let me tell you what equally yoked does not mean. It doesn't mean just because y'all go to the same church, you're equally yoked. Yeah, let me tell you that it don't mean just because they're a Christian, they're going to treat you better. See, y'all don't want to, I feel it over here, so this is, because some of you are honest enough to know and to admit, I dated people in the church, pastor, and outside the church, and sometimes the one in the church treated me worse than, they were more grimy than the people outside the church. Because church attender does not mean Christ-like character. So them being a person of faith is important, yes, but it is only consequential when they are a person that is living their life under the influence of the presence or the principles of God. If not, they are your church mate, not your soulmate. Yep, we can go to God's house together, but you can't come to mine. I know you sing in the choir, but you still can't come. And I know you're an usher, but you still can't come. And I know you volunteer in the other area, but I know you preach, but you still can't come. Because I'm not judging you based on your title. I'm looking at your character. Yeah. How can two walk together except for their agreement? There's got to be value agreement. We can share the same faith. We can both be Christian and not share the same values. There are Christians who don't value God. There are Christians who don't value worship. There are Christians who don't value generosity. And so there are Christians who don't value progress. There are Christians that are lazy, don't want to work, don't want nothing, never wanted nothing, get mad at you because you want something. And you can get with somebody that's Christian, but if your values are not aligned, you can't walk together. So equally yoked does not mean same place of maturity spiritually. That doesn't always mean that. But it does mean, are y'all following me here? That the person being a person of faith is where you start. But that's not where you finish. Because there are some people, listen to me, that are some people that are newer in their faith, that are better in relationships than people who are tenured in their faith, because they just got better character. Y'all all right? Come on now, y'all know this is true. All of us know people that they was in church their whole life and mean. And see, we laugh about that at church because you ain't got to live with them.